So before I get into my man up moment, I wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of explain why I'm doing this. I told my close circle of friends, that I want to participate in this project, and almost uniformly, the responses that I got were, "Man up." That's such a negative connotation. That means being, disrespectful to women and violent and punching people and all the rest. And I get that, but I also understand and support that the idea of gender fluidity is just not something that I participate in. But I get why people are moving towards that direction. But we're not genderless automatons, and I've lived a gendered experience my entire life. And so instead of tossing it away, I would like to redefine what it means to be a man. And I wrote an article for the New York Times blog called Room for Debate. I didn't title it, but it was titled Why Absentee Fathers Need to Man Up. And you should just go to it and read the comments. It was pretty interesting. But I just want to redefine the idea of what it means to be a contemporary man. And we can go head to head on gender politics and all the rest, but I just want to redefine what being a man means to me. It's not anybody else's definition, nor do I expect anybody else to live by it, but it's for me. So my man up moment came right before I got met my wife, which is like 10 some odd years ago, and I was at a nightclub, and I'm straight edge, never drank, never smoked, no drugs, anything, and I found myself in a semicircle of people ready to fight this guy. And the semicircle was cheering us on, and the look of just sheer bloodlust in their eyes. It was like it's like a loose circle of Michael Vicks waiting for two pit bulls to go at it. And I'm thinking, how the hell did I get up here? How did we get here? I don't even know who this dude is, and we are ready to take each other apart. And just I still to this day think about how the crowd looked, guys and girls and everybody just like eager for two guys to go at it, which is just really freaking disgusting if you think about it. It's not like it's MMA or it's boxing and we're being paid to do it or we're sponsored. It's like two guys who didn't know each other ready to beat each other to a pulp on the street. And I'm not very talented in a lot of areas, but violence is something I was really talented in. And it was something I've used kind of to define myself. I've gotten my ass kicked a bunch of times and I've kicked a whole lot of ass. And those encounters were ways that I kind of, reified myself and defined myself within, certain contexts. And so once again, we're in this semicircle or the circle ready to go at it. And this dude rushed me. And so I grabbed him. And immediately that what they call it, the fight computer or whatever kicks in. Oh, I could choke him, I could poke his eyeball, I could rip his cheek. And I'm like, all these really violent thoughts that were comforting before that moment felt foreign and disgusting to me. And so I squeezed the guy tighter to me and kind of was like, yo, why the fuck are we fighting? And I had to kind of like say it again to get through the alcohol haze. And we kind of just stopped and was like, huh? Like Scooby Doo, and wondering what's going on. And the look of disappointment in the crowd's face, it was like, this is really horrifying. They really wanted us to go at it. And so at that moment, kind of knowing that I did not have to use violence was liberating. It was probably the most freedom I've ever experienced in my life. And I think when people think about freedom, they equate freedom with permissiveness or what they can do. I think sometimes looking at what you don't have to do is almost more freeing than what you're permitted to do. And there's something about not having to fight, not having to play into to crowd expectations, not having to play in stereotypical masculine expectations. It was something that was so incredibly freeing that I haven't really had a feeling like that since. And so, I mean, this is not to say that I'm a pacifist and that I'm going to turn the other cheek, because I'll go to the mat if I have to, but it's no longer in my like top 10 choices of response. I've dedicated myself to learning, social and emotional vocabulary to be able to articulate what's going on with me and to be able to kind of use it on others to kind of like, let's parse this out. Let's really take a look at what we're about to do. And I work with young people and I do the same thing for them. And so knowing that I didn't have to be hurt or hurt anybody It was like the best thing I've ever experienced, except for the birth of my kid. So yeah, that's my man up moment. Thanks.